Hello, Africa. Welcome to Pitchside. Thank you so much for definitely checking out our content on YouTube. Really happy about that. If you're joining us today and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that we grow this family together. As you all know, Pitchside is in Mzansi, South Africa, to specifically cover the Soweto Derby, one of the biggest club fixtures in the world and on the African continent. And we thought, how about checking out one of the facilities of one of those two clubs, which is Kaiser Chiefs. We're coming to you from Naturena, like they call it, and I'm privileged and honored to be joined by a colleague, a friend in the business, Mr. Dube. The other name is a bit hard for me to pronounce. Mutogozisi Dube joins me here on pitchside, here at Naturena, Sawubona.
Ngiyokubingelela mfowethu ngokwamukela eMzansi.
Mzansi. Welcome to Mzansi. Is that what you just said?
That's what
All right. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying my time here. We are definitely telling the Soweto Derby story, trying to tell people out there just how big this game is and how significant it is to South African football. And I just thought that, first of all, it's important for me to touch base and then feel how big this fixture is. So for starters, Dube, we're at Naturena. For the longest time that I've covered South African football, this is a place that is synonymous with Kaiser Chiefs, one of the biggest clubs on the African continent, but also in Soweto. Just how big a place is this in terms of development of South African football?
Look, if you are going to grow football, you've got to have the right facilities. You can see the age of these kids that are passing here. They're very young. They get to train on good facilities. I think it's important for them. The senior team as well, I think we saw them earlier on getting ready to get into the bus and going to camp. So this is where they train. Now there's a women's team. This is where they train. I think it makes things so easy when you've got your own facility because players can come at any time. They're able to train. There's also camping facilities here. So I think it's a massive investment, and credit must go to Dr. Mutaung for this vision, creating this, because this is one of the best football facilities on the continent.
In terms of administration, just how has a club like Kaiser Chiefs managed to sustain this project over the years? Because not so many clubs are able to maintain such a project and have it going.
Yeah, look, I think the backbone of any football club is good administration. When it comes to administration and running the club, I think Kaiser Chiefs are one of the best on the continent. I think the fact that the club has grown to where it is now must tell you that there's good administration backing it. The professionalism. I had the privilege of traveling with Kaiser Chiefs 3 years ago to Tanzania, and also saw young Africans come here. And the one thing that came out of that was, the Tanzanians saying they were amazed at the way Chiefs run their club. So it's a beautiful thing, man. And the kind of work they've done, development, and right up to the senior team, I think speaks volumes of the administrative work that they've done.
All right, so of course they have the facility. They've also been competing in the league, but the one thing that I really want to talk about is the Soweto Derby. And Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates have been at it for over so many years. It's a symbol of unity, togetherness, and it describes South Africa, in so many words. Well, what does the Soweto Derby mean to a nation like South Africa?
I think the Soweto Derby is one of the most important fixtures in South Africa, probably on the continent as well. It's a game. There's no game on the continent that brings together 100,000 plus people. We've seen, I think in the last derby, 101,000 people in the stadium, packed to rafters. There's no game that brings so many people in one sitting. The significance of the game, massive. It's a huge game. The excitement, fans, and all that. It's a really huge game. The excitement. You are at Naturena here. I'm sure I've seen hundreds
fans.
of people, hundreds of fans. I can tell you some of them have traveled all the way from the Free State province, some from the Northwest, different provinces, just to come and watch this game. So that's how big it is, and I think you'll see for yourself when you get into the stadium how
big it
massive
is.
a fixture it is.
Yeah, so over the years on the African continent, we've had so many derbies. Some are still existent, others are not really there. They don't have the that excitement and the feel. What is different for South Africa? Why is it that every time the Soweto derby comes up, 100,000 fans fill up the FNB? There is hype, there is excitement, there is thrill. Maybe try and break it down for me,
Yeah.
because we're talking about a derby that has been played over 100 episodes,
Yeah.
and it's still attracting.
184.
Wow.
Look, I think this is one game where you see all stakeholders coming together and just working towards one common goal. From the stadium management, they do everything to make sure that the experience is good for the fan. The ticketing from the two clubs. I'm sure you saw earlier in the week with Orlando Pirates, just giving us a bit of an insight into their camp, what's happening. We had midweek, you were there. You saw the derby press conference where we got both teams just taking us through their preparations and readiness for this game. You've got sponsors, Vodacom. I mean, they're just by the shop. We saw Vodacom activating. Betway, somewhere else are activating. We've seen the involvement of legends, club legends, from both clubs, speaking about the significance of this game. We've seen the players also coming out and speaking how important this game is. I mean, the likes of Itumele Nkune, played for this club for so many years. Happy Chele, I saw him speaking about the game. So it's the one game that brings together all the stakeholders. But most importantly, I think it's a well-marketed game. And on the field of play, you are certain that you will see a very good brand of football. I think that is what has kept this game a massive fixture for so many years.
Okay, let's talk about the fans. I know that the fans play a major role in the derby being very exciting and very attractive. To what extent have both clubs gone to ensure that these fans are attracted to the product? Are there some of the things that you've picked out that you feel both Chiefs and Pirates, whenever they're hosting, they've ensured that these fans have a very good experience?
100%. I mean, one of the things that football fans want is to be close to their football club, to be close to their club legends. This week alone, I saw Orlando Pirates legends, the likes of Michael Morton, Happy Chele, and current players like Tapelo Kogi, Rasibucha. I saw them activating, engaging with fans in Alexander. Kaizer Chiefs would do the same elsewhere. So I think that brings the fans closer to the club, and I think it's a massive thing that you want to do as a football club. The fact that these fans are able to come here in numbers and be able to feel we're actually at home. We saw fans taking pictures with the goalkeeper coach, Coach Mzuki. We saw fans taking pictures with Ashley Dupree here. So that's what brings the fans closer to the club. Pirates are doing that elsewhere. So I think it's a very important thing that these big clubs have done to just bring friends closer to the brand.
To the brand. You've covered derbies on the African continent. Me and you were in Tanzania in 2022 for the Kariakoo Derby. What are the take homes for countries that admire these products but they are not working towards creating their own product? My country, Uganda, for example, the Express SC Villa Derby, it's dubbed the Kampala Derby, is supposed to bring the entire country to a standstill, but that is actually not the point anymore. What are your take homes for people like Uganda now?
Look, I think the most important thing in a derby is a fan experience. I mean, when you think of the Cairo derby, Zamalek and Ali playing without fans at the stadium, it takes away the whole essence of that rivalry, But the most important thing, I think, is to bring fans closer to their football clubs and also closer to the game itself. But also, it's important to create a good experience for the football fan. I mean, someone travels all the way from Cape Town for this game because they know they're going to have a good experience at the club. The buzz in the stadium, the ease of the ticketing system. So all these elements are very important in making the game. But most importantly, the media is a very important stakeholder. I think this week alone we had 2 engagements, formal engagements organized by, the sponsors, the club. So I think that's important because then we are able to carry the message to the people, and also clarity of instruction. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the detail in terms of
traffic,
where you're gonna sit, where you're gonna enter, all those things. So I think all those elements make up a very nice derby.
Okay, we've had a very, very brief chat about the Soweto Derby, but most importantly, Dube enlightening us on how big this game is to South Africa and, of course, to the fans. Thank you very much. We'll continue our coverage of the Soweto Derby and we'll be definitely engaging fans and a lot more. So keep it locked.
He's the biggest. I've played for Pirates, but unfortunately, I didn't play the derby. I left early from Orlando Pirates to go to Europe. Gauteng stops. All the police work for that. All the traffic leads there. It's not only the game. You must see the whole week how the police commissioners, the traffic officers, the stadium management, the government of the Gauteng Sports and Recreation, everybody gets involved. Everything stops on the derby.
Yeah.
Everything stops. All the roads from Cape Town to Durban to from all the provinces are leading here. It's the biggest game. Doesn't matter whether who's doing well or not. It's the game. There's no any other game. So what the experience you're going to have, in fact, you are coming at the right time when Chiefs is sitting number 3, Pirates is sitting second on the lock,
Yeah.
or first on the lock.
First on the lock, top,
right? Yeah. This is the best time you can see the derby because Chiefs feels we can beat Pirates. Pirates says we've been second for the last 2-3 years. This time we're winning the league. Sundowns is saying you're not going to win the league. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And this is the best time to see the derby. And by the way, the derby doesn't matter the position on the lock. It's a way of life. It's a big game.
Yeah.
So you're going to have good experience. You're going to enjoy yourself. And I can guarantee you that you're going to come back again. And some of the other journalists will be coming for the derby.
Hello, Africa. Welcome to Pitchside. For the longest time, we've been trying to talk about one of the biggest club fixtures happening in South Africa, and that's the Soweto Derby. And finally, it's D-Day at the FNB Stadium. And the two Soweto Giants, Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs, are going to be locking horns in, South Africa's biggest stadium, which is the FNB Stadium, a capacity of over 95,000 fans. And our Pitchside, we're officially setting off to the FNB Stadium, where we're going to interact with so many fans, so many people, to talk about the Soweto Derby, because we want to explain, want to tell the story of this kind of game. How big is this in South African football, but also how big a derby is this one amongst all the other derbies on the African continent. So the Soweto Derby has been played 183 times. Kaizer Chiefs has come out on top, winning 75 of those, while Orlando Pirates have come through winning 49 of those. And there's been 54 draws between the two Soweto Giants. I'm really excited and looking forward to breaking it down for you as the day goes by. So keep it locked on all our social media platforms for all these exciting talking points in the 184th Soweto Derby. Show. Hi everyone, we continue our preview, our discussion regarding the Soweto Derby, and definitely, it's only fair that we catch up with people who have been in South Africa for a minute and they understand the magnitude of the game to paint a picture, and we get to understand. I'm privileged to be hanging out with a fellow Ugandan, Gabriel. Yes, he's a Masandawana, of course. All of us Ugandans are Masandawana. So, as you can see, as we hit the highway. Hi, Gabriel. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you? And,
nice to meet you on Pitchside.
Yes, and it's an honor and a privilege to finally be on Pitchside.
Yes, you're loving it. Yeah,
over the moon with it.
Yeah, Gabriel has been helping me out a lot, guys. All those videos that you're seeing, I disturb him, shoot here. Now we've managed to sail through, but Gabriel, very exciting experience, I must say. The Soweto Derby, as someone who's lived in South Africa for a minute, just how excited are you for this weekend or these kinds of games, Gabriel?
The Soweto Derby is kind of like a fever in this country, and it catches you wherever you are, regardless. It transcends all sorts of boundaries. And I'm sure at the stadium you'll also find not so many white people, but there's just like it's just something that has been going on for so many years, regardless of who you support. I am a Sundown supporter, but when it is Derby Day, it is Derby Day. I mean, people put on their colors, even at church if it's a Sunday like today, you know. So it's a very big game in this country.
Okay, for the time you've been in South Africa, because you're a resident here, what's your perspective of Soweto Derby? How do people perceive it? How has it grown to become this big of a product in South Africa and of course on the African continent?
Okay, as Coach, in an interview yesterday with Coach Pitso Msimani, the Derby is arguably the biggest game on the continent in terms of numbers, because it's something that's been going on for so long. Remember in the apartheid days, black people were not really allowed. There were restrictions as to where and how and what time they can go. So in the confines of the townships had their own dusty stadiums and their own football clubs that they followed. So obviously Orlando Pirates is the oldest. It was founded in 1937, and then Kaizer Chiefs followed later on, I think if I'm not mistaken, 1971. So over the years, obviously with a lot of innovations, and then the PSL, the South African PSL, the marketing, it just totally blossomed and reached the pinnacle that we see it is at right now.
On a normal Derby day, you know, what are some of the things that stand out in Soweto, in Pretoria, in Johannesburg? What are some of the things you'd mention that just tell you, man, today is insane. It's insane.
Okay, first and foremost, in Johannesburg, the city center, I don't know, as we've seen on the highway, you will find people putting flags on their cars going to the stadium, because obviously this country is so big and some people drive through the night. Those who are in other provinces, others are coming from different places. So you will just see a plethora of flags, soccer jerseys, almost everywhere in the shopping malls, those who are going to the stadium and those who are not. So that's just how the Derby Day really has been. There's just a lot of exposure about it. And of course, the hype is quite big.
Of course, traffic to and from the FNB, and the activations as well. At least I've been able to, have a glimpse of all of that leading up to the Derby. Okay, guys, Gab should not confuse you with that very strong accent. Gab is fluent in Zulu. So I want to challenge him to do me an advert. Ladies and gentlemen,
make a U-turn at Tungsten Road.
The Soweto Derby is on today.
U-turn at Tungsten Road.
If you're a Kaizer Chiefs fan, if you're an Orlando Pirates fan, come to the FNB. In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, Sizulu. Hayibo bakithi.
Wena.
Ngingathini ngiqale ngithini bakithi. Ilanga selifikile le derby bakwethu. Le derby namhlanje Chiefs ne Pirates bayahlangana futhi njengokujwayelekile. And indlela zonke sezibhekane neFNB. Fika nonke ningaphuthelwa. Siyabonga.
All right, so we've touched base at the FNB Stadium, and of course the crowds are definitely coming in ahead of this crunch tie between, of course, Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. Like we said, this is one of the biggest derbies on the African continent, but most importantly, it's a derby where Orlando Pirates are hoping to come through, pick up 3 points, and push Mamelodi Sundowns. A number of Kaizer Chiefs fans and Orlando Pirates fans are walking in. The stadium is not full to capacity yet, but by the time the game kicks off, the stadium will be full. I'm going to try and catch up with a number of fans to tell me how excited they are ahead of this clash. That is my background. As you can see, the FNB Stadium, 100,000 fans are going to be in that stadium.
My name is Nobuntu. I'm more than ready. 3-1. 3 Kaizer Chiefs, 1 Orlando Pirates.
Who's going to score for Kaizer Chiefs?
Lilepo, Shabalala, and then anyone.
Yeah. What's your name and how excited are you ahead of the Soweto Derby?
Pirates win 2-1.
We are here to take 3 points.
Okay.
That's all we are here to do.
Are you ready to win the league?
Very ready.
You're ready to win the league?
Yeah, we are on position 1. We'll maintain that until we win the league.
You're going to stop Sundowns?
We have already stopped it. They're behind.
Ish.
Yeah, they're behind. We're number 1 today.
2-0. Pirates 2, Chiefs 0. let me tell you something. We're going to take it. Today is ours. We're going to win 2-0.
Prediction. Prediction.
We are winning. Kosi 1-0 or draw.
All right, guys, the one thing that I can tell you about the Soweto Derby in South Africa is that when it's match day, everything comes to a standstill. You know, I was caught up in traffic, heavy traffic, on my way to the FNB Stadium. And even when I arrived, accessing where I'm supposed to work from was also quite tedious. But everything is free-flowing. We have no issues. I mean, the fans are walking in safely and they're taking their seats. As a matter of fact, the Derby has probably been pushed forward. Yes, a few more minutes to allow the fans to come in and actually support their teams. I'll definitely be giving you feedback at full time, but I can tell you the calabash is filling up by the second here at the FNB. Hey, Tabu Peter here for pitch side, coming in from the FNB Stadium. Sharp. Hi everyone, so we are inside the FNB Stadium and it's full time in the Soweto Derby, Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. That one ending 1-1. Joining me here for a quick review is my colleague Lorenz Kola. Lorenz, Soweto Derby 1-1, the experience and the result.
Yeah, it's obviously a great experience as always in the Soweto Derby.
Yeah.
Not the match we expected. It was a bit of a drab in the first half.
Yeah.
But Brandon Peterson, you know, definitely kept Chiefs in this game. Gave them a chance, a fighting chance in the second half, which they took with a moment of individual brilliance from Wandile Duba. A solo from his own half, setting up Pule Modi for his first goal of the season, which was not a script that anybody could have written, because I mean, when people saw him in the lineup, they said, it's a defensive lineup, but he ends up scoring the goal. Pirates pushed for that equalizer, and eventually they also pushed for a winner, but they didn't get it. But they got it through Kamohelo Sebelebele after some great work of Apollos Dionato, and obviously Sebelebele following a rebound after Peterson made his 6th or 7th save of the match. So 1-1 doesn't do any team either favors, but Chiefs are now, you know, securing their 3rd spot. But now it will be a nervy times for Pirates, for the title race.
Okay, how do you see this one ending at the end of the season? Is Pirates going to push Sundowns, or Sundowns will have this one?
I think Sundowns have the experience to close this one out. I think there's a lot of nerves for Pirates. But yeah, it's still very close. It could be anybody's game, but if I had to choose somebody, I would go for Sundowns, just because the fact that they've been there, done that, and they're in really good form.
All right, thank you very much, Lorenz Kola. Guys, it's been a very wonderful experience in the Soweto Derby, first time here. These guys have made sure that I'm comfortable and I have a very good experience. So thank you very much, Lorenz. And guys, keep it pitch side, man.
Keep it pitch side, guys.
Sure.